This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 662. 4 Simple Ways to Break the Meathead Archetype by Tommy Baker with RomanFitnessSystems.com, and I'm Dr. Neil. Welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. This is the podcast where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online, including Ben Greenfield Fitness, Healthline, and lots more. Now, before we get to the post, don't forget, we give away a book to a random person on our mailing list every month. So, if you want to be in the drawing, make sure you're on our mailing list, which you can find at oldpodcast.com. The next giveaway is in just 3 days. So, I'll give you a quick reminder at the end of the show. But for now, let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. 4 Simple Ways to Break the Meathead Archetype by Tommy Baker with RomanFitnessSystems.com. That classic meathead archetype. We all know him. Heck, at some point we've probably all been him, right? It's easy to become one-dimensional, to fall into that meathead archetype. I know because I've been there. At 22, I just graduated college where I'd spent the last 4 years living the life of a big man on campus. Heading home after graduation, we just hopped on the highway when I told my girlfriend, I'll never be that guy again. She didn't believe how serious I was, but things had to change. Upon arriving at my new home, I stayed true to my word and made massive changes to my daily habits and behaviors. I cut out drinking. I started my own fitness business without any clients. I got rid of most of my friends. I worked 10 hours a day and studied another 4 to 6. Inspiring books such as Gary Vaynerchuk's Crush It and Chris Guillebeau's The Art of Nonconformity fueled me and my new work ethic. I was all in. These efforts paid off as my business grew many times over. It gave me more experience than any MBA could buy, but it still wasn't enough. Sitting there in my gym one night, all alone on a Saturday night, I asked myself, is this it? Is this all there is for me? I traded social activity, currency, and relationships for being a burned-out entrepreneur at the age of 27. You're only as strong as your weakest link. We've all heard the cliche, but it's true. As I've grown in life, I've come to realize that sometimes, in order to achieve a breakthrough in one area of your life, you must dedicate your time and focus on another. My younger self would have never understood this out of pure stubbornness. Here's what I mean. Let's say you run your own business. You're doing well at it, but it's consuming as hell. As a result, you spend less and less time with your significant other. At some point, there's resentment and conflict in the relationship. You start bringing your work home with you, and your home to work with you. Energy stalls, productivity plummets, and your income either stays the same or decreases. My question for you is this. Do you need a new marketing campaign to jolt your business? Or do you need to spend your time and energy fixing your relationship issues? I'd argue the latter. We are the sum of all of our parts. It's impossible to compartmentalize the different aspects of your life for long periods of time. And if you can, it's not going to be healthy for you in the long term. So, fix your relationships, fix whatever is your weakest link right now, and the rest will fall into place. Cool story, bro, but what's the fix? If you're hearing this, I'm going to assume you're a fit person or working towards becoming one. Despite all the complications we throw into the mix, getting fit is remarkably simple. You establish habits and rituals that are in line with your goals, and as long as you follow through with them at least 80% of the time, you're successful. Maybe it involves waking up early or hiring a great trainer. Whatever it is, you do it. I want you to take this concept to all areas of your life. Own your world, the daily system. Tony Robbins calls it the hour of power. Others call it the miracle morning. I'm going to call it be a man. To keep this simple, let's say there are 4 areas of life. 1, fitness, your physical body, health, the gym. 2, relationships, intimate, family, friends, network. 3, being, spirituality, religion, a connection to you. And 4, business, income, career, professional growth. Got that? Okay, we're going to spend some time and energy in each area every single day because, as we just mentioned, everything's connected. We want to raise all boats consistently all the time. The key to making this work is simplicity and consistency. If you overcomplicate it, you'll never get it done. And if you do it only occasionally, it'll never stick. The breakdown. Area number 1, Fitness. Stay active. Every day, dedicate time to your fitness, whether that's lifting weights, taking a workout class, recovery, or another type of physical activity. You hit the gym yesterday and today is your rest day? Great. Do some yoga, go for a long walk, or spend 20 minutes foam rolling. Nutrition. The other side of fitness is nutrition, and for me, I simply make sure I eat right throughout the day. If I want to cheat every once in a while, say fries or a piece of cake, I eat it and I don't feel guilty. Area number 2, relationships. Here we're going to practice that cool thing called gratitude and send messages like texts, even phone calls, voice notes, Facebook, carrier pigeons, whatever works, to 2 people that we love and appreciate. It can be anybody. Everyone needs a push and some encouragement. We all have bad days. Area number 3, being. Meditation. Do you even meditate, bro? I do, and like many top performers have written, I think it's one of the most important rituals I've ever implemented. I do 15 to 20 minutes, but newbies should stick to a 5 spot until it becomes a set routine. Note, I find meditating in the morning to be the most powerful, and of course, it's a great way to ensure that it gets done before you get too busy. And related to being, it's not a bad idea to study a spiritual text. When I say spiritual, I mean anything that is a higher order and gives you the power of perspective. It could be religion if that's your swag, or a book on meditation, philosophy, mindset, or anything that expands the way you're thinking. Area number 4, business. Study a business concept, sales, marketing, systems, career growth, public speaking, anything. Seriously, pick up a Seth Godin book, read a couple of pages, and apply it to your life. And don't forget to put your own content out there. For me, I send a daily email for my newsletter, but for other people, it could be a Facebook post, working on a project, starting an ad campaign, or anything that simply constitutes an action. I know what you're thinking. Ain't nobody got time for that. I get it, and that's why I'm asking you to keep it simple. You can do everything I just mentioned, minus the fitness aspect maybe, in 30 minutes. The question then becomes, if 30 minutes a day can have a massive impact on your life, would you do it? The system is powerful. I've done it for almost a year. It's how I was able to break out of that meathead archetype. I do it on the weekends, on vacations, and while I'm traveling. It keeps me on point, but more importantly, it gives me a sense of grounded power. That means that once I've accomplished these daily habits, and I aim to do it every morning before hitting the door, I'm in a place of being proactive and not reactive. Said another way, I control my environment instead of my environment controlling me. My challenge for you is to give it a shot. You can change or tweak the system to your own needs and desires, but give it a real, honest shot. You'll be amazed at who you become. You just listened to the post titled 4 Simple Ways to Break the Meathead Archetype by Tommy Baker with RomanFitnessSystems.com. Dr. Neil again here for my commentary. The author quoted Tony Robbins, and another Tony Robbins quote that got stuck in my head as I was reading this to you was this: complexity is the enemy of action. Think about your own life. Do you remember a time when you knew you were going to do something that was good for you, but there were so many steps involved, it became so complex, you just got overwhelmed, you were like, forget it, it's not worth it. Complexity is truly the enemy of taking action. And so as best as we can, if we can simplify things, we're going to be more likely to perform that behavior. I've talked about this on this show many times before. If you want to get fit, it's not in your best interest to join a gym that's off the beaten path. If the gym that you're interested in joining is not on a road that you travel very often, you're probably not going to go. The gym needs to be right next door to your work or on your way home on a road that you pass by basically every single day. Then you'll be more likely to stop in and crush that workout. Look at me, I read one blog about being a meathead and I'm talking like one. Earlier this week, one of my students asked me, how do you know all this? My response was, I read a lot. And so going back to what Tommy was mentioning in the article I just read to you, when we think about expanding our minds, many find it interesting that I don't just read health and nutrition books or health and nutrition articles. I actually read quite a few business books. I read books on philosophy and spirituality. If you were listening to this podcast last year, I read Hamilton, for goodness sakes, that 1,000-page monstrosity. And so I found, anecdotally in my experience, in order to achieve a breakthrough in one area of my life, I must dedicate my time and focus on another. And that's a direct quote from the blog I just read to you. So yes, expand your mind, do something that you've never done before, and watch the magic happen. All right, don't forget, before I go, we do book giveaways on the first of every month to random people on our mailing list. And that giveaway is in just 3 days. So if you want to be a part of that, plus get some free spreadsheet tools from us and lots more, come by oldpodcast.com and join the weekly newsletter. It's totally free and it's a great way to show your support. Again, you can join at oldpodcast.com. All right, that's it for today. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you as always for listening, and I'll be back here tomorrow as usual. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this show and Optimal Living Daily, the brother podcast of this one. Literally, I'm Dr. Neil's brother. If you like the format of this show, you'll love Optimal Living Daily too, where I also read to you from blogs, but cover other topics like personal development, finance, and minimalism from bloggers like Derek Sivers, The Minimalists, Zen Habits, and many more. So for more amazing content read to you for free, come subscribe to Optimal Living Daily too, and together we'll optimize your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Health Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.